Hello everyone, my name is Greg Hunter. I am the board president of West Hill Community Association. I want to thank you all for taking the time today to come to the VFW. Thank you, VFW, for hosting us for this summer one. The schools are actually doing some renovations, and so we're gladly to have this opportunity to be here at VFW. So we're going to get started here. So first off, we're going to talk about updates and events for West Hill Community Association. First and foremost, we are unfortunately going to have to postpone the outdoor cinema this year. Yeah. Because it says here that the new Skyway Resource Center becomes fully ready and to have the event back next year, and we look forward to being back home better than never. But we do have some events coming up, not just for us, but throughout the community. First is the Sierra Sisters Wellness on the Block. That's going to be on Saturday, this Saturday actually, from 12 to 3. Next Tuesday is Explore Skyway Park with West Hill Community Association in King County Parks, and that is from 6 to 7:30. So basically, we will all meet at Skyway Park, and we'll do a walk around, and they'll give us tips and tricks of what's going on in the park, and just hang out, have some light eats, right, Devin?
That's right. And
yeah, so if you want to go there on Tuesday after work and just do a little walk, get your steps in while you're at it, that'll be a good spot for you. Next is on August 5th. We're having Election Day voter assistant booth at Skyway Library. This is going to be from 4 to 8 p.m. That is on Tuesday, August 5th. NeoFest is at the Skyway Park on August 9th. That's a Saturday from 1 to 7 p.m. And Health and Safety Fair by King County Fire Department is Saturday, August 16th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. If you want to set up, if you're a vendor or you wanted to connect with them about setting up something, setup is at 9 a.m. King County Parks and West Hill Community Association Volunteer Work Party is on Saturday the 30th of August from 9 a.m. to noon. And then another voter registration day booth is at Skyway Library, and that goes into September 16th from 5 to 8 p.m., and that's a Tuesday as well. And then, as always, we are a volunteer-based organization, and so we would love for more volunteers to either submit your interest in joining or just want to help at our events and be present. That'll be great. So first, we are going to start with the community reports, and then King County Sheriff's Office, are they here? Detective Norse, not here yet?
Nope.
All right, well, we'll put them lower on the list. Next is King County Department of Local Services, Mr. Bone. Anthony.
Okay, all right.
Behind the podium.
Do I need to stand here? Oh, wow. I'm in front of a podium. Hey, good evening. I am Bob Santo Domingo, and I am with the Department of Local Services. So if you live in unincorporated King County, I am your City Hall. I'm here on Wednesdays at the library from 1 to 5 p.m. Come and visit me, talk to me about your, mostly you come to see me about your issues, and we'll try to resolve it, all right? But also I provide notary services, and that's the biggest draw for me. Now, tonight, well, you probably all know what local service is all about. We have, besides the director's office where I am, we have permitting as well as roads. So if you're driving around here, that's our purview, okay? But tonight, I want to introduce to you guys one of the other programs that we manage, and that's the community van. And we have Khadijah Jackson. She is the, I don't want to mess this up, Community Transit Coordinator for the Department of Local Services. Khadijah?
All right, hello everyone. So yeah, like Bong said, I'm the Community Transportation Coordinator. I'm out in the community. You can find me at the library on Tuesdays from time to time. And I would just like to share out how Community Van is doing. But before I do so, for those that don't know, Community Van is a rideshare program here in Skyway that allows community to drive the van for the community. You're able to basically rent our van, and once you're an approved driver, and go as far as 2 hours from Skyway, as long as you have 2 passengers with you. Metro pays for the insurance and the gas, and the riders just pay the bus fare. So more details about that, come talk to me if you have any questions. But as far as our program and how's it going, this month, so far we already have 2 new drivers, which is good. Well, I should say 2 new applications. We're hoping that they become approved and so forth. And then we also have 2 trips that we've done so far this month. We did find a driver for the Wellness Festival, so we'll have a community van at the Wellness Festival helping get people around Skyway. We're still searching for a driver for NIA Festival. We want to help shuttle people around and get to the park since there is limited parking spots there. So if you're interested here, you can sign up to be a driver, or pass the word along. I'll be at the farmers market that's coming up on July 27th. And lastly, we're on Facebook. So if any of you are on Facebook, you can follow our page, Skyway Community Van. You can comment on our posts and share them. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Khadijah.
The vans, we have like 3 sites for our vans. Well, one is, right now we're slumming at the 5 district. There's one. And the chief wants us to leave. And then we have one down the hill, and I forget that. Silent Task Force, yes. And then the other one is at Crescent Point. Okay? So call us, use us. This is a project of Metro, because Metro listened to the community saying there's no east and west connection. There's only north and south on Redmond Avenue. And so they devised this alternative transportation mode. And this is one of them. It's called the community van. Any questions?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We asked several months ago for a speed calculator to be put on Renton Avenue South. Renton Avenue South. They put a solar-powered showing speed underneath the trees where it had no effect. All they had to do was move 100 feet further east. It would have been under the power lines, it would have had solar power all the time.
So-
There is a big problem with traffic. They are cutting through, they come up Boeing Access, what is that, 51st? 51st, the banger comes over to Renton Avenue, and they're going freeway speeds.
Okay.
They use the left turn lane as a passing lane. And I have seen cars that are in the left turn lane wanting to turn, and all of a sudden they got a car speeding towards them. And they'll pull into whatever lane is available. This is a traffic jam in the making, it is an accident in the making.
Why don't I get that information from you after this, and then I will follow up. You said they already put that
Yeah, they put it up
All right.
under the trees.
under the trees.
It worked for maybe 3 or 4 days.
Is that thing still there?
Oh no, they finally took it away because it wasn't doing anything.
Right. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ron.
Sorry. Thank you, Bong and Khadijah. Drop the mic. Next up is King County Parks Summer Rec Program. Darlene Sellers and Vanna.
Oh, hi. You should get Vanna over there. He's more photogenic. Hi, everyone. Thanks for having us. Hopefully everybody's staying a little bit cool. A little bit? Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, right. Thank you. I should know that by now. Well, thank you so much for having us. I think we've introduced Vanna Dan before. He's taken lead on King County Parks Bike Center Team Program outreach into Skyway. So he's been training up some rec aides the last couple summers. And this year we were very excited to move back into the West Hill Community Center. So we have 2 programs to tell you about real quick. I get to go first. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we have a dozen rec aides from the Skyway neighborhood. Thursday, they're learning their infant and child first aid CPR. We're training them up on all things childcare. They are offering free recreational opportunities for ages 18 and under at the West Hill Community Center. We have free lunches, arts and crafts, sports and games. This week is actually Sports and Games Week. I think it's Mark Set Go.
Yep.
We did Red, White, and Bluey Week, which was very, very popular with the little Australian healer dog, Bluey. And these teenagers are so excited to be working with the kids. So if you know anybody 18 or under, please send them over. They're having a really good time. I'll pass it over to Vanna to talk about the other program we're offering this summer. Oh, hey, that's us.
Yeah. Hi, guys. So Darlene did that portion. I'm going to do this portion. So after the Rec Aid program, the Summer Sack program, we have the 12 to 19 for the teens. The same thing, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is from 3 to 7 o'clock. Doesn't matter if you're in from the neighborhood or anywhere, you just drop in. We have resources for you. We have food, we have cooking class, we got flag football, we got soccer, we got basketball. We also got arts and craft if y'all want to do it, and anything that any kids want to do, and we'll try and make it happen. As long as the kids say, hey, I want to do this, or I want to do that, we just encourage the kids to give us ideas, so we'll go along and we'll make sure it's fun and safe. And it's also like a place where the kids can feel welcome and safe. I have staff in every room, make sure that they are preoccupied, that they have something to do after school, or even during the summertime when they don't have anything to do at home, or they're tired of playing video games in their homes, kind of thing. So
We do also have video games.
we do have video games too. That's the least that I'm going to bring out, kind of thing. So, but we have basketball, soccer, football. Yep, that's it, I guess, yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you guys. Yep.
Thank you so much. All right, so next up is King County Urban Forestry Park Program. Troy Nelson and go for it.
Okay, good evening, everybody. My name is Joanna, and I am here to give you just a little brief introduction to our urban forestry program, and just to second the invite to our tour of Skyway Park coming up next week on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oh, are you?
Oh.
Oh, there
Next
it
one?
is.
Yeah. We got you.
Yeah. So, King County has an urban forestry program, and this is a relatively new program. It's been around for a little less than 2 years, and the goal is to make sure that we retain and increase tree canopy across King County in our urban areas. Also to make sure that those trees that we do have and the forests that we have remain healthy. And then really centering our work and prioritizing in areas that have low canopy in our urban unincorporated areas, like here in Skyway and North Highline. So a lot of our work has been focused in those areas, trying to address community needs and look at ways that we can engage youth in this work. Next slide. So I just wanted to give you a little highlight over the past year, some of the stuff that we've been doing. Hopefully you've seen a little bit of it around the community. Focusing in on that youth engagement piece, we partnered with Dare to Be hopefully you all have heard of this organization. They're a community-based organization doing some really good work here in Skyway. So we partnered with their youth intern program, and they had about 49 youth going through different cohorts, learning about trees, learning what makes a tree, tree benefits that they provide all of us for our quality of life, and really like what tree goes where, so that they could apply that knowledge and then work with us, King County's Brainscapes program, to distribute free trees to Skyway residents. Did anybody get a free tree last fall? Okay, well, we got one. We're gonna be doing it again this fall. This was such a big success, so we're gonna be working with Dare to Be again. So we'll come back and make sure that you guys have that information about how to register to get a free tree. Oh, yes. Okay, I like to move around. So we distributed about 200 trees with the help of the youth from Dare to Be. And they also planted trees in there. And it's a space that was really important and had meaning to them at Dimmitt Middle School. So they installed 10 new trees. And they also are doing the work that it takes to grow those trees. So they're watering them over the summer. We don't just plant trees and walk away. And then next slide. Hopefully you all had a chance to see this. This was something that Dare to Be, what the youth sort of thought up and thought about how trees can show up in our community, and integrated trees into this beautiful mural that you'll find outside of the Skyway Resource Center. So that's a little bit about some of our youth engagement work. And then we also have been focusing, next slide, on thinking about that forest health and where do we have some bigger tracts of forest in Skyway. So in Skyway Park, there's a 5-acre chunk of forest that was declining in health, and so with the help of some funds from Washington State Department of Natural Resources, we put a ton of crew time out there. We were taking down a lot of holly and laurel, these sort of weedy species, and unveiled some beautiful forest back in there, planted some trees, and we'll be continuing to do that work with a stewardship plan that was created. So, and then I think I will, go ahead, next slide. We also have some new stuff coming on board, and I'm running out of time, so I think I will come back another time and talk more about these pieces. But again, I really wanted you to just kind of keep your eyes and ears out for that fall tree giveaway coming up. We're excited to do that again. And then last slide, pitching that Skyway Park tour. I'll be out there along with some of my co-workers and folks that with parks, and talking a little bit about the past. What is some of the history in that park? And also, I just realized you're filming. And also, what's going on there right now? What are some projects? How do all these pieces come together under one park, and some of the future planning that's going on at the community center and other things that we're going to hear about today. So please join us. I'd love to see you out there. Thank you.
Thank you, Joanna. Next up is King County Stormwater Services. We got Blair.
All right, Blair.
Walk around. All right. Camera's right here. I can walk around as I please.
You can stay behind the podium.
Oh, I can stay. I can stand behind the podium. Yeah, I'm Blair Scott. I work for Stormwater Services at King County. Next slide. And I wanted to get us all on the same page of what I mean when I say stormwater, so I'll read this off. Stormwater is rainwater and melted snow that runs off streets, driveways, and other hard surfaces. Stormwater is directed through drains, pipes, and other facilities to prevent flooding and preserve the health and safety of communities. And I know that sounds really boring, but I'm really into it, so bear with me. There's a lot of stormwater planning going on in this area, and the way my mind thinks about it is we're doing plans to better manage our existing infrastructure, so better maintenance, going out and fixing things more readily, as well as planning future infrastructure. And an important thing to be thinking about is most of the area around Puget Sound, the drains to Puget Sound, was developed prior to the early 90s. And it wasn't until the early 90s that there was regulations in place for development to manage stormwater for water quality. And so really there's a lot of either old infrastructure or areas where there's no infrastructure at all. So we're going in and trying to update the system or put in new systems in a way that it could provide or support other benefits that the community cares about. Next slide. So to talk a little bit about the planning area, there's sort of two things happening. I'll try to explain it somewhat clearly. So the image on the left, if you can see that, that is the area that drains to Taylor Creek. And Taylor Creek is the creek that goes through Dead Horse Canyon, if you're familiar. And the reason I call that out is because we have a requirement from the Washington State Department of Ecology to develop a plan for a particular water body or a stream. And so we chose Taylor Creek. And so we have to report a plan to ecology for Taylor Creek with a set of short-term actions within the next 7 years and a set of long-term actions within the next 20 years. And the cool part about that is when we send that report to ecology, we have to do it or else we get fined. So we want that to be informed by community members of what they want to see. And then, oh yeah, that's fine. I don't need to talk to that. Well, I guess I will. Sorry, go back. No, it's all good. So really quickly, this is all the drainage areas in Skyway. There's like 5. And the planning that's going to be done is going to identify opportunities outside of Taylor Creek, but the opportunities in Taylor Creek are going to be sent to ecology and we're going to be held more accountable. But we're going to try to do as much as we can. Okay, next one, sorry. So just calling out that we're trying to coordinate with other work that's going on in the Skyway area with the intent of trying to provide as much benefit as we can with stormwater because we have some money to spend and we want to provide the most benefit we can. So more parks and green space, providing safer and easier ways to walk, bike, and travel, and try to choose projects that help the most homes and properties possible. Because we're not only talking about infrastructure that public has, is that 1 minute? I can't see. One, okay. But also like trying to address drainage issues on private property as well. So next slide. And this is our high-level schedule. Right now we're collecting information and having that, and also looking at where projects might be feasible, which is a limiting factor. And then that'll go into proposed projects that are informed by community members, and this will all be wrapped up fourth quarter of 2026. Next slide. Okay, now everyone get out your phones. Okay, so I have an opportunity to win $100. I'm not kidding. There's, if you take this survey and let us know, what issues you care about that stormwater can support, as well as let us know if there's drainage issues that you see, and there's images of examples. I see a question.
Yeah, there's kind of a question on the same time. A lot of Skyway was disenfranchised and redline back in the day.
Yes.
So there's no sewer lines, there's not very sewer lines here. And while I appreciate your effort talking about stormwater and the importance of it to Skyway, I think I can speak to a lot of the community members when I say that sewer lines are more important to us than stormwater.
Yeah.
Right, so is there anything that King County is doing? I mean, it seems like there's a whole department set up to deal with stormwater and replaying infrastructure, but I haven't seen any of that infrastructure get planned for new sewer lines and areas that were redlined back in the day.
I see Cynthia wanting to respond to that. Do it.
So I'll take Blair off the hook and I'll take that.
Yeah, Cynthia's gonna have better answers for that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Is Taylor Creek on Dead Horse Canyon?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes.
Which quarter of the project did you say you were in right now?
Right now we're whatever the quarter is in 2025. So
3 for 2025.
yeah, so I think
1, 2, or 3.
Oh, so we're in the end of the second quarter of 2025, right? Or beginning of third?
Which color are we up there?
Oh, sorry, we're
Is that all?
second quarter right here.
Second
So
quarter.
yeah, we went to talking about the events we've been to, and that we're collecting data right now.
Awesome, okay.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
No.
Okay, am I done?
All right, thank you, Blair.
All right, thank you, Blair. All right, so follow-up is Skyway, Water and Sewer with Cynthia Lamar.
Appropriate. Sorry, said the same rules.
I know you want.
Not even you.
I mean, I can push it out the way so you don't understand.
That's okay.
There you
Oh, I really like to be out in the audience, and thank you very much for that welcoming applause. I thought my topic was going to be even more, not quite as interesting as Blair's, because how can you match DLS with the community van and the forestry program with trees? I mean, that's just really tough. And I'm going to try and avoid the 1-minute paper plate warning. So bring it on. We have, and if you can't find me after the meeting, I will be in the back, but I will probably have peeled off this red jacket. So look carefully.
Looking good, Mama.
I have information back there. Oh, how many people have not met me before? Please raise your hand. Cynthia Lamar, Skyway Water and Sewer District. Okay, a little bit of background. We provide water and sewer service. We are your water and sewer district in this unincorporated area of King County. If you have any questions about that service, please call our office. We're a small staff of about 10, and we can answer your questions. And I'll talk to Malik's question a little bit. About 2/3 of about a quarter of our area does not have public sewer available, and people are on-site septic systems. We currently have a turf out rebate program that's being provided in conjunction with Cascade Water Alliance, which is who we partner with for water supply. I have information in the back. You can get $100 or $500 rebate if you remove some turf, retire your underground irrigation system, and submit an application. If you haven't read our newsletter for July, I have copies available in the back, and it's available online. I also have information on leak detection strips that you can use in your house to check and see if you have a water leak in your toilet and save money. I also have resources if you're having trouble paying your water and sewer bill. We have resources available to help you. See me about that. We look forward to seeing you at the Health and Safety Fair on August 16th. We'll have 2 booths there. Cascade Water Alliance provides information on water supply and water saving devices. We'll be there talking about the more riveting subject of sewer service. Let's see. There is a heat warning in effect through tomorrow. Please take that seriously. If you'd like more information about that, you can also call our office. And last but not least, we are currently working with King County and other cities and organizations on a comprehensive approach to providing public sewer mains and service to folks that do not have that currently or on septic systems as an opportunity. There wouldn't be a requirement to connect, but it's been determined, I don't know of a better word at this point in time, that there are areas that do not have that service and should. I think I've used up, oh no, there it is. So Malik, if you'd like more information about that, see me, but this is an area-wide, county-wide effort to determine how we can provide sewer service at an affordable cost. And I'll be in the back if anybody has any questions, or I'll take some now if I haven't run out of time, Joel. Oh, I've got a minute left. Any questions? Yes.
Is there a number to call on the website?
Yes, 206-772-7343.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And we have just updated our website. It should be more user-friendly and a little more contemporary, so feedback is always appreciated. Malik?
Hey, Cynthia, I know I always got questions, but my question has to do with, I saw a newsletter a while ago about lead service lines
Yes.
in Skyway.
Mhm.
I'm not sure how I can check my own meter to figure out if I have a lead service line or not, with a database of that.
There should be a link on our website. If you go to water quality and look for lead service line survey, we're required by EPA to submit an inventory of lead service lines, if we have any in the service area. We did our initial survey back in October of last year, and we'll be doing an annual update. I still have 1 minute left, Joel? Oh, that's so. Come and see me afterwards, but check our website. There's an inventory there. You can check your own property and get information. Thank you.
Where you can stand and not be on a
That's fine, that's fine.
Can you
I'll
still see
allow
me?
it, I'll allow it.
All right, cool. All right, so next up is Skyway Library with Melissa Mather.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm Melissa Mather, teen adult librarian at the Skyway Library. Ever been to my programs? The first thing I tell you is, any program you want me to have, you call, I'll find the person, I'll do the program. Okay, that's my message. Okay, doesn't matter what the subject, I'll find that person, I will get the program brought in. So I had a patron ask me for wills and trusts. I have 2 programs coming up, one next week, one in September about wills and trusts. So that's an example of somebody asked, found somebody, okay? Go ahead and just run. So for youth, every Tuesday from now till the first Tuesday in August, we have programs from 4 to 6. This next week it'll be Pixels, and then after that it'll be another week of Pixels, but we have that coming up. I'll do a highlight. This is a summer foam dance party at the Skyway Park. So that's coming up on Saturday the 26th. And I'd also like to share that King County Parks and Rec-Aids have been amazing to us throughout the past couple years. They come to our programs, they play games with the youth, they do programs with the youth. They are amazing, so thank you, Darlene and Vanna. That is an amazing partnership. The other thing, if you're school-minded, reading buddies. We have people that will read with youth. We also have tutoring. So this runs in the summer and throughout the year, so all free. I guess I should always say everything in the library is free. And then, no, it's right. But I have flyers for all of these things. You can always walk in the library. Our flyers are right there. You can look at our website. You can call. Some of our ongoing programs we have, and I see our sponsor in here. We have a new Naranon program every Friday that's online and in the library, so that's every Friday. So we have ongoing programs and special programs. So any questions? Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, well, actually, I'm Kathleen Sidwell, and I'm part of the Friends group, and I just wanted to brag a little bit, because not only are the 2 librarians, the Ursula for children and Melissa for adult and teen, they're seeing it's number 8 now out of all the 49 libraries, the number of programs they're providing, and she's tied for first for the
Also, I'll mention another ongoing program every Monday. Nancy Lee, one of our patrons, sponsors a group of people that are intellectually and otherwise disabled. So they come in, they play cards, they eat their lunch. We have one of those at Skyway every Monday and at Renton every Tuesday. So please share that with the community too. I think that's it. Oh. And find more online. Yeah.
Okay. Someone's in trouble. They didn't upload her slides. All right. Thank you so much, Melissa, with Skyway Library. Next is Skyway VFW with Chad Hasselbrock and Margie Lindbergh. Thank you again for
I'm gonna ask the boss.
Okay, well, thank you all for coming here. It's been a long time. I used to meet downstairs with a guy named Chuck Bitteretti who passed away, but a lot of you remember Chuck. So he was one of my mentors, and now I guess I'm here carrying the torch for him. But my name's Chad Hasselbrook. I'm the post commander here, and this is Margie Lindbergh, our auxiliary president. I'm going to give you some information on upcoming events. Kind of a little flashback. So this is just an example of something that since West Hill Community joined our Halloween trunk or treat 3 years ago, it has grown ridiculously. It's pretty awesome. This will be our 3rd year, and I'm really excited for it to get here. Last year we had over 500 and some kids come through here, so I'm sure that those of you in the community that set up extra booths, and we kind of made, I think you're calling it the Skyway Takeover now. It used to be at the bowling alley. Now it's up here. The fire department has their own thing. We do stuff at the other end of the parking lot. So I think we got about 8 to 10 different community partners that assist with that. And it's just so much fun at Halloween. We're looking for businesses and organizations to co-sponsor some of our community events. You'll have your name on your name, business, or organization if you want to do it individually, business or group. On the flyers, we got platinum sponsorships, gold sponsorships, silver sponsorships, bronze sponsorships, and I got the information on that if you're interested. If your business organization would like to participate in the events, you can contact me and we can discuss volunteer opportunities for these events. Our 4 main events are the end of summer picnic and potluck, the last Saturday in August, arts and crafts, community booth and games, so that's our next upcoming event. The kids' Easter party, we got bunny pictures, egg hunt. The Saturday before Easter, we got the kids' Halloween party in October. We just talked about that. We always need extra people to bake cakes because we do a monster cake walk in here. We got about 120 cakes last year, so the more cakes, the merrier. So it's pretty awesome. For those of us in the room, we do have a couple of adult ones throughout the event as well. We let adults go through a couple times, but then we have our family Christmas party in December with arts and crafts and cookie decorating. We also have our annual Toys for Kids drive is the first Saturday in December every year. If you'd like to donate money or toys, that would be great. Our Heroes Holiday program is also looking for new sponsors so we can continue taking military, first responders, and Boy Scouts and their families to Rainiers and Thunderbird games. A little bit more about the Christmas. Our post hosts 3 Christmas parties up here. One for Campbell Hill, one for Lake Ridge, and one for Bryn Mawr. So if you'd like some information on that, and that's kind of where I'm going with the gold, platinum, silver, and bronze sponsorships to help us get things. Not only do we give the kids the presents from the toy drive, but we also set up a little shopping center in the corner here, and we give each of the kids 10 to 12 coupons depending on what we have, and they get to pick out hats, gloves, scarves, just a multitude of things that go through there. So we don't allow the parents to go there unless the kids are 3 and under, because we want the kids to pick out what they want, not what the parents want them to have. So. But we also need volunteers for that, so that's some of the volunteer stuff. We have karaoke here, usually on the first Saturday of the month, but in August we have 2 of them. We have them on August 2nd and on August 23rd, so you're welcome to come and join us for that. We just started our VFW Riders Chapter 4, so we have our, and I won't call it initiation, but they'll give us our charter, and we're going to do a fundraiser that day, and all that money is going for Cash for Kids, which is the motorcycle, or was the rider's version of our toy drive, without calling it the toy drive, so nobody gets confused with December. So we're going to raise money so that we can buy some more toys for the event. A big one for everyone in here is August 30th is our end of summer picnic at the Post, and it's going to be potluck this year. So please do bring a potluck item, but if you want to participate, I can update the flyer as I get more participation, and we can get you on there as a sponsor for it. So I'm running out of time, so I'm going to give this over to Margie real quick.
Okay, really quick. All right, this weekend we're having our summer flea market. It's open to the public. Please come. We've got all kinds of great things going on. We will be serving lunches. It's from 10 to 3, Saturday and Sunday. The money will be going for our toys for our just so toys for Santas. If you do want to have a booth, we still have some time. You can contact us tonight to take care of that. You already talked about this. Thank you. We're so happy to see so many people here. You know that every Thursday we have hamburgers that is open to the public. Come and have hamburgers. Our dinners, second Saturdays. If you look on the back wall, everybody turn around. There you go. There's a red one that has our calendar on it. That'll tell you when we're having all of our events. And the little black one, that is our actual website. And you can find that information on there as well. So, whew.
Nice job.
Go before he puts up the sign.
I know, thank you. All right.
Thank you, BFW.
Are you one of those auction people, huh?
Oh, no, he's the auction guy.
Oh, it is, okay. Thank you, BFW. All right, is Miss Alicia here?
Oh, she could make it.
She can't make it, okay.
Can I take her place?
Yeah, get up
Absolutely. Come
Yes.
Miss Ayana Brown.
Miss Albra! Okay, stop. Yeah.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
Hey.
Hey, y'all just told me to watch my stuff.
How do you get
Right on
Let's teach us up here.
Okay, so since I wasn't prepared, I have absolutely no flyers or anything with me. But some of the things that Elijah One's Hands is doing is we will be a part of the King County Fire District 20 Health and Safety Fair. So our part is the backpack and school supplies giveaway. It is for school-age kids, grades K through 12. You guys, please, children must be present to get a backpack. One kid per backpack. One backpack per kid. That's one of the things that we're doing. And then we are also currently partnering with Skyway Grocery Outlet. So they are running a campaign that started June 25th, I believe. And it is called the Independence from Hunger. So the Skyway location and the Renton Highlands location are both owned by Jeff and Aaron. We are partnering with them, and so there are pre-packaged bags of food that you can pay for $5 as a donation, or you can donate $1. They have been gracious and chosen Elijah One's Hands to be the recipient of those donated funds, and then I am also I have been having a weekly pickup cadence of going to both locations and picking up all of those bags of food. And you guys, it is the big watermelon bins that are at the front of the store. That is jam packed with those bags. So I have been loading those up on the back of my pickup truck and taking them to a local food bank, which is done by, it's sponsored by the Colored Girls Garden. It's Miss Yvette, and she has free Thursday and free Saturday food pickups, and my phone just went, so I can't even get. So I'm partnering with Miss Yvette, and that's where that food is going. So everything is staying local, and so those are some of the things that Elijah One's Hands is doing. The backpack school supplies with King County Fire District 20, and the in partnership with Grocery Outlet with the Independence from Hunger. Back to the school supplies. That is August the 16th. That typically that Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of the giveaway is when Elijah One's Hands has our work party. So we will be there stuffing backpacks, sorting school supplies and stuffing backpacks and getting all of that lined up and set up. So I would love to have some volunteers to help with that, to get that going. And I think that's all, folks. Any questions?
Which days are those again for volunteers?
Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Let me pull up my calendar.
How do they get a hold of you?
Ayanna Brown, Ayanna Brown at Elijah One's Hands, ALAJAWANS, the word hands, plural.com. Or you can call 425-208-6236. Let me go ahead and put it.
One more time, that number.
208-6236. And let me just share, if you happen to call and I don't answer, please don't be confused. That number is actually Elijah One's phone number. His voice is still on there. So if you happen to call and I don't answer, you're not going to hear, hi, you can reach Elijah One's Hands, but the call is important to us. You're going to hear Elijah One, so I don't want you to think that you're calling the wrong number. It's Elijah One. So just talk to him, leave a message with him, and I'll check the voicemail and get it. So, any other questions? Thank you for that lead, Devin.
Yes, all right. Thank you so much, Ayanna. Next up is Paula with Lake Ridge Garden Club.
Thanks again. Is that anything up? Okay. I think first of all, we want to say a big thank you to everybody who supported us in May with our plant sale. It was a little damp, a little chilly, but thank you for all coming out and supporting. And then you wonder where all this money goes. Well, a lot of it goes to the entrance. We do a lot of it ourselves, and sometimes some of the things need more professional work, so that's where the funds, a lot of it goes. We do donations and scholarships to different groups. Boy, I should have brought my glasses. Honorariums when we have speakers, supplies for our different projects that we do, like the wreath making and some of the others. Can you hear? Is it okay if I keep it down here?
Yeah.
Okay. And publicity and communication, and a big thank you to the West Hill group here, who's always publicized for us. We do indeed appreciate it. If you go onto Facebook, it's called Lake Ridge Garden Club. Don't go to Lake, L-A-K-E, and then capital R-I-D-G. It'll get you to another garden club. So it's just Lake Ridge Garden Club on the Facebook. And then we have membership that's open to everybody, very different from it was back in the 50s and 60s and even 70s, I think. So that's okay. We do say $25 to join. However, we do have scholarships and that available, and we're happy to share. Also, we do a website. It's called, can't read it. Okay, I believe it's Lake Ridge Garden Club. I didn't put it on there, sorry. So I was just writing. So it's Lake Ridge Garden Club at gmail.com if you have any questions on that. Community support, we do, like I said, donations. This year we did it with the Tilth Alliance in the Rainier, down there off of, by the high school, the garden place, yeah. Thank you, yeah, thanks, Joanne, I appreciate. We gave a scholarship for the summer programs for people to learn how to do gardening or whatever they needed it for as a scholarship. We also do it with our King County Fire District, who always has opened up their facilities for us. We really appreciate that. And the Methodist Church on 116th for hosting us all the time. So we are open to other requests. Projected changes. Somehow 12 midday on Mondays didn't seem to work for a lot of people. So we're in the process of trying to refine that area and find a better thing to encourage more membership, because we're getting down there. And let's see, so we're hoping to get more speakers, more outside activities, and more community participation. And we're hoping, one of the ideas is to have a business meeting only once every 3 months instead of every month. So that's, I think, I appreciate that one too. So just, if you have any more information, or if you have any information you'd like to share with us to give us some hints on how we can be more active and participatory. I'm almost done, so thank you, West Hill. Any questions?
Thank you, Paula.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Paula. All right, we got some people who just,
Can I do a brief report?
sure, come on up. Introduce yourself, so everyone see you, Kathleen.
Thank you. Okay, yes, again, I'm Kathleen Sidwell, and I'm part of the Friends of Skyway Library. And I just want to put out a little plug. We do our book sale. This year it's going to be October 3rd and 4th to help earn money for the programs that we donate to the library system. And so we need books. And if any of you really need to get rid of your books in your house, you can take them right up to the library. Try not to take like boxes and boxes at once, but a bag or so, every week or so, because we have to then sort it out and send it off to Preston, where they then send it back in time for the book sale. Let's see, anything else? Yeah, they have to be gently used, not, pages torn or anything, readable. Some of the programs that we do, we've done like Gingerbread House, Slow Flow Yoga, Read and Sing a Song. Those are ones specifically paid for by the Friends Group. King County also puts in for programs too, but that's one reason why Melissa and Ursula can have all these programs. There's also an ongoing book sale, and we put books out for that. It's just inside the library. When you walk in, it's right on the right-hand side, and those books there's a little almost hidden cash box that you just stick in, and it's on the honor system. And then the meetings for Friends, we're always looking for more members. We're starting to grow, and we're getting younger people in who know about Square and other things so that people don't have to use cash. And so the meetings are every other month. We just had one here in July, and so we'll have the next one in September. So you're all welcome to come. It's $5 dues, and we get to sort books and things, which is really fun for some of us. Thank you.
First up in King County Fire District 20, Chief Eric Hicks. They had a surprisingly quiet 4th of July with only 3 calls of service, which is great for our hill. No significant calls related to medical issues related to heat so far, but it is heating up, so please take care of yourselves, go into cool spaces. There also is an increase in fire danger today and tomorrow due to low relative humidity and the potential for some wind this afternoon into tomorrow. So make sure you guys are aware of that. The National Weather Service is monitoring the situation closely, and so is King County Fire District 20. They will push out information to their platforms if a red flag warning is issued or if there's any changes in the burn ban levels. So that is all for King County Fire District. Going into Skyway Coalition, Skyway Coalition is transitioning from a fiscally sponsored organization to a standalone 501c3, which is great. They celebrated the grand opening of Skyway Resource Center on May 31st. finally receiving all permitting and welcoming tenants and their clients this week. Their team is working on bringing on community partners and more local events into spaces in the coming months. They also continue to work with Homestead Community Land Trust and Community Land Conservancy and on the Skyway Affordable Housing and Green Space Project, including finalizing the receiving of a participating budget award to support the acquisition of the parcel.
Can I ask a question on
Yes.
that last one?
Yes.
Okay, are they gonna control the parking for their building? In other words, the library has maybe 20 spots.
Mhm.
Between the two churches and that, we may not have any parking for the library. We need to get some help protecting our parking lot, spots. They have it marked. They have it in red lettering. And nobody abides by it.
Yeah, we hear that. We don't have them here though, so we can pass that comment on.
Yeah, and I got another comment for you.
Yeah.
I would like you to print the name and address of the person that's responsible for that property, that private property. Maybe if he hears from enough of the residents of the Skyway,
Gardner Global. Gardner Global is the guy, his company's named Gardner Global, his name is Jubeda Gardner, and that's the guy that got the $1.5 million loan from King County Housing Authority to purchase that property. Yeah. Pronounce his name.
oh, give me his phone number. And everybody take it down and we start calling.
He's all over online, you can't miss him.
Okay. Anything else?
We need help
I
getting
know.
our community back to I've lived in this community since 1976. I'm not a newbie in the community. And, well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here.
We're gonna run out of time though, so we really got, I'm so sorry, we gotta keep going,
Yeah.
or we're gonna.
We can have the conversations once we're
Yes,
done.
thank you.
Thank you, though. Moving on, let me see where I ended it here. They are winding down on the economic development grant contract where outcomes to Skyway businesses, including the business builder, the business innovator, and the workforce development programs. And they will be launching and a request for proposals to support youth programs in Skyway in the coming weeks, so stay tuned. Next is Skyway Community Center update with Regina Alden.
Yes!
We have one right after you.
Hello, everyone. It's nice to meet you. I've seen a lot of your faces before, but nice to talk to folks who I haven't met before. Oh, hard to hear. Is this better?
Yes.
Okay. Please let me know if I lower it. Okay. I'm a special project manager for King County Parks, and I'm one of the co-managers supporting this project. So there's a couple names you might end up seeing or people you might end up talking to about this project. I'll also flag that Emily Wheeler, one of our architects with ARC Architects, is here, and she's leading the design team. ARC Architects has been a great partner working on design. They have a lot of good experience. Folks might know the Rainier Beach Community Center. They were the architecture team that worked on that project as well, just to give folks a little bit of their background. We'll both be here after the presentations, and we'd love to talk to anyone who has comments or questions about the project then as well. Next slide. Like I mentioned, I'm one of the co-managers from Parks. You might also see David Dahl's name, and he's a Parks architect. Oh, thanks. Next slide. So I'm just going to give a quick summary of what we've been doing. This project moved to Parks, and so we kind of started this effort in 2023. I know that there'd been a lot of community organizing and planning and visioning that happened before that time. And we took all that information that we could find. Is this cutting out on me a little? No, okay, great. We took all of that information and started from the point that it had been left by previous efforts. So in that time, we've worked on a few things. We've worked on gathering community input. We've had 3 rounds of community input, and our 3rd round of community input is happening right now. We have a comment period open. I left some quarter-page flyers with a QR code on the back table there. Anyone who hasn't participated in the survey, you're definitely welcome to submit comments online if you have anything that you think of about the design. That comment period is actually open until tomorrow evening, so if you think of anything, we'd love to hear from you. We've worked on site analysis and selection. So when this project started, there wasn't a site selected for the community center. It was really early planning. There were a lot of ideas and efforts that had identified potential sites earlier. We went through and really tried to identify what was possible and looked at different site characteristics. Skyway Park emerged as the best site option through that effort for several reasons, in large part because having the community center located in Skyway Park gives us a great opportunity to create a space that bridges indoor and outdoor spaces and can invite more people to make better use of Skyway Park. We've worked on understanding community recreation needs. So looked at demand in the community, talked to a lot of people to understand what kind of programs and spaces people are interested in. We have developed a recreational programming plan. There's a lot of really in-depth information that we've talked about at some of our previous meetings, and there's a lot more detailed information online. We've worked on understanding potential operations and management models. Oh, this way, sorry. So that's how the community center will actually be run to make sure that it meets the needs of the community. And we've been most recently working on developing community center concepts. So we can go to the next slide. I'll talk a lot more about the community concepts in a minute. Right now, we're working on refining those concepts to schematic building design, which is like a stage of early building design that helps figure out more of the things like how much will this actually cost? What kind of infrastructure do we need on the site to support a building? We've also been working on Skyway Park master planning. Since the site is Skyway Park at this time, it presents a good opportunity to think holistically about how the community center actually fits into the larger site. And we're identifying funding opportunities to build and then to operate the community center into the future. Next slide. I won't go into too much detail because we don't have enough time, but I want to flag that we have a project webpage, and you can find it just by looking Skyway Community Center project up. It's going to be one of the top results you see from King County Parks. And on that page, there's a concept development report. It is a very long and detailed report, and it contains a lot of information about all of those stages that I just talked a little bit about. So anyone who is really curious to learn more, there's a lot of really fantastic information in there. And if you have a question about that, feel free to send me an email, and I'm happy to find that information or help point you to the right place within that larger document as well. Next slide. So in terms of refining the actual concepts for what the building and the site would look like, the design team worked on doing much more intensive site analysis, so understanding everything happening out at Skyway Park. There are a lot of complications and constraints that require thinking kind of creatively about the site to make this work. This calls out the site boundary. It's kind of a longer, narrow site. There's a wetland buffer on the east side of the site. You can see blue lines that we can't develop within. There are utilities, the power lines, and a pipeline crossing the north portion of the site. And entrances coming in that we're thinking about, like how people get into and move across the site. So lots of things that kind of influenced where the community center building could go on this site and how we could get people into it, to move around, and things that we're thinking about in the design. And next slide.
Where is the parking?
So I'll get to that in a second. And so from kind of looking at what the constraints are on the site, you can look at the site as a whole, and the proposal is that the community center goes on the south end of Skyway Park. You can kind of see where it's near where the circle is, the white blob up there. And the folks who have been out to Skyway Park before, there's the current entrance kind of on the northwest side, and that goes down, and there's parking along the drive until you get to a roundabout. So the plan for parking and access is to extend that driveway past where the roundabout is, add additional parking around where the community center building would go, and then have another vehicle access point to the south to facilitate better emergency access and response to the site, and make it a little easier for folks to get there. It is with the one entrance. I know for some people it's convoluted to get into the park at this time.
How many parking spots will actually be available for that park?
There, I don't remember the numbers off the top of my head. Emily, you might remember the current.
There are currently about 45 spaces, and we're looking to add another 45 spaces.
Yeah.
So doubles what's there now.
Yeah. And that will go through additional kind of, right, that's an initial concept, so that'll get refined as we keep going through. One of the things in that long concept development report that I mentioned is a traffic report that looks at kind of the parking demand that'll be likely associated with the center.
Apartments use that parking also.
That's good to know, yeah.
So there's gotta be some way to make that, for attendees.
We will be tracking and kind of coming up, and I would flag the other thing is if there is access through the site, it would function as a driveway, not as a road, due to limits on how access through the site can be facilitated from different deed restrictions on the property. So it's likely that the driveway would be gated in the evenings, so that it wouldn't be functioning as evening access through the neighborhood as well. This is a close-up showing some of what we're thinking about in the north side of the park. And this is reflecting some of the infrastructure that's currently on the site, but also showing the things that we're hoping to add or expand. And this is one thing we'd love your feedback on, anything on this plan. We're in the concept development stage. This is based on things we've heard from the community, things that have been raised as a priority for people, amenities folks would like to see, and trying to address safety concerns we've heard. So this is all based on feedback, and we'd love to get more feedback to make sure we're going in the right direction. Yes?
I have access to the park off Rankin Avenue South.
Mm-hmm.
It seems that it's not a very official entrance. When I first entered, I was wondering if I was trespassing or not, but are you guys planning on marking it or identifying it or putting stairs maybe on that slope there?
Yeah, so you're, just to clarify, because there's two entrances off of Renton Avenue, you're talking about the one under the power lines?
Yeah.
Yes, great. So we are looking at that. We'd like to improve access there. And you can see up here a little, and there's more details that you can look at up here, and we'd love to chat. We're looking at having some parking at the top of the hill, and then having an improved trail going down underneath the power lines, and also exploring some amenities, like the map that we have now shows a pump track or skateboard space at the top, to make a little better use of that space. There are constraints because of the utilities, but we'd still like to make sure that there's benefits for folks trying to go and enjoy the park.
Like a switchback trail to get down that really steep hill.
Yeah, and that we're kind of discussing the options because they're definitely one of it's complicated because of the utility restrictions on exactly what can go there, but we're exploring exactly what that path would look like. Yeah.
These drawings are all available online, so you get the QR code and
Yeah. And the other things I'll flag that are additions on the north end in this, we're proposing a dog park in the northwest corner. We've heard that that's a priority and seen a lot of folks walking with dogs. And adding a little bit of infrastructure around the existing playground and mini soccer field. So looking at adding some picnic structures and kind of some varied landscaping to have a little more interesting features for kids playing. And the other thing I'll flag that we're actively looking for feedback on is we've heard that there's not high use of the baseball field. And if the community center is going on the south end of the field, that will take away some of the open green space there. So we're proposing converting that existing baseball field area into open green space that's more flexible for a lot of different uses. So want to flag that and make sure we're hearing from people about that. Yes?
Has a parking garage been considered to make that part of the infrastructure to help provide additional?
Yeah, so we have talked a little bit about that. The soils on the site are challenging, and so it's not a very feasible option because of how expensive it would get to construct a parking garage, either like under or near the building. So unfortunately, just because of what would be required to stabilize those kinds of structures, it's not a very feasible option for expanding the parking area on the site. We did look at that a bit though, and happy to talk a little bit more afterwards too if folks have questions. Emily's more the technical expert on that than I am. And I thought I saw one more hand, but I don't see it now. Oh, yes.
I just want to highlight this really quick because I feel like it's a big deal. There is currently not an off-leash dog park for this community. The closest one is in Renton at Cedar River Dog Park. And I personally visit people with their dogs off leash. So if you are able to do a dog park, that's a huge deal. That would be amazing. I would give you my soul for a dog park in Skyway.
Okay.
I actually drive through the one, what was it called? Yeah, because that Cedar Park is way too big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Just to have something here for this community, that's a huge deal. So I'm glad that was mentioned. Thank you.
Yeah, that's great. And we will not ask for anyone's soul. Yeah. Next slide, thank you. So on the south end of the park, thank you, we're looking at placing the community center, having some outdoor gathering space, some plaza space around the community center, the parking we discussed, and then also adding, there would be a grass field that would be left that is ideally, we're hoping it would be able to be the size of a U9 soccer field, so available for youth recreation outside of the community center as well. And next slide. We have some drawings up here that show more about the building, and we'd love to talk to folks who are interested in giving us feedback on that. Next slide. We have a floor plan that shows the spaces that we're proposing in the building based on everything we've heard from the community. And again, there's more information about how large those spaces are on our display board over here or on the images that are available through the QR code. The community center would be a 25,000 square foot building. And next slide. And this is a little hard to see. This is kind of just an image showing what the floor plan could look like if it was a building, like a 3D building. It's really washed out in this light. Next slide. So we mentioned the QR codes. They're available on flyers over there. And next slide. And right now, these are the two questions I've gotten from a lot of folks. We don't have like a formal anticipated completion date because we still need funding. So we can't say that we'll finish the building by a certain date until we have funding. If everything goes perfectly, we think that the rest of design and construction could take about 2 years. And I saw a 3-year. Yeah, I think if it goes perfectly, and then if it's kind of subject to real world conditions. And the other thing that I'll flag is for funding. There was some funding allocated that'll cover the rest of the initial design. But the upcoming parks levy that's being proposed includes $13 million for this project. And so it's proposed, it's up to everyone deciding how, whether or not that levy moves forward. But some of the funding for the project is included in that proposed levy. And I think that's all I have time for right now. We'll be available to chat after as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's a start. We're getting a community center. One day. Next up is, we got here, SR 900, Washtop, my bad, with April the Champs. Champs, my bad.
And I brought a friend today.
Big fans though.
Thank you. I talk really loud, so I was hoping I would not need it, but maybe I do.
So they can see you on the camera.
See me on the camera. Got it. I'll let you move to our slides real quick. All right, so thank you for having me back. I am super excited to be here today. Just direct me.
That's
right
good.
here.
You're good. You're good.
We need to put an X on the floor because I also move around a lot. So I'm super excited to be here today. I have Nick, who is on the design side. He serves as the design complete streets engineer on my team, so he's able to answer a lot more technical questions than I can answer. But I'm excited to give you a quick update today. If you want to move to the next slide. Maybe just jump to the next one. So a couple of things that I wanted to go over today. So the last time I talked to you, I was sharing that while we have done a lot of work in understanding what the community needs for what the bicycle pedestrian environment, so we had come up with the shared use path, where we did still need to do quite a bit of work, was looking and trying to figure out what the roadway needed to be in order to support some of the things that we heard from the community. And the biggest thing we heard was the need to address the excessive speed and safety along the State Route 900 corridor. So what we're talking about here is State Route 900 from 57th Avenue, which is just north of 129, all the way to 135th, which is about just around the Renton city limits. We had previously were building off of a study that we did from my office that identified what are the improvements that are needed, and I'll walk through those real quick. Next slide. So a couple of pieces. We at Access Government like to use big terms. I'm sorry, I don't love them either as we're going through, so I wanted to make sure I share some terms. So some of the analysis that we've gone through is qualitative, so a little bit less data-driven, and we're working on the quantitative, so data-driven now. We're also working to refine our alternatives, which is really looking at what are the transportation improvements that we are proposing that meets the needs that you guys helped us identify. Next slide. So this is where we're at. We were on the cusp of launching an online open house that's going to have all of this information in it. And we're going to be seeking your feedback to help understand if we missed any needs, but also from your perspective, what you like and dislike about the improvement options that we've come up with. Next slide. So one of the things that we have done is really try to level what we're doing. So we're designing to the needs that you've identified. And the one I really want to point out here is the safety need. We heard so much about how fast cars are going on State Route 99 and how unpleasant it is to walk and bike. We even had a small project that we put into place at Crescent Point Apartments in order to address some of the loading and unloading for school buses to really start addressing some of the speed that we're seeing there. Next slide. So one of the things I also wanted to share before I share some of the alternatives, there's a lot of things that WashDOT does when we're looking at designing a project. We look and make sure that whatever we're proposing or potentially proposing for improvements that we're looking at how the roadway functions and that it still functions when we look at these improvements. We're looking at things like how we impact right-of-way. I heard stormwater today. We look at stormwater. The goal is to try to stay within our right-of-way so we're not adding impervious surface and creating new stormwater needs. Other things we look at is we have a ton of design requirements. Everything from how wide our lanes should be, all the way to how we would design a crosswalk at a driveway or a roadway. From the community side, and I kind of already emphasized this, the 4 things that we really are emphasizing in our design and our options are lowering the traffic speed, so it's a better environment for people that are walking, biking, and accessing transit, but also fundamentally safer for everyone, including vehicles. Improving transit access, improving the school bus stops and other bus stops, and then making sure freight can still function and we're not making it harder. Next slide. So I'm going to go over a couple of the options, and I have to slide these around. Tell me if I'm okay. So they can kind of show you. This is a big piece. We've worked many, many months to try to figure out if the options that we were looking at would address the needs. And the biggest thing that we found is addressing the speeding vehicles is going to take a lot of design. And I can walk you through what I mean by that. Next slide. So here is a couple of orientation. So we have 3 phases. What we're talking about for the kind of the big piece, what we're looking to hopefully construct is reconstructing a roadway and constructing a shared use path on the north side, or technically the westbound, northbound side of State Route 900. We are not funded for a couple of other improvements. The other thing we're funded through for this one is adding a new crossing at 133rd so that pedestrians can get across the street and it's easier for cars. Adding a new crosswalk for just pedestrians that's protected with a signal near Creston Point Apartments. We heard a lot of people that want to cross and have to go all the way up to 68th. And then creating a new bus stop at Creston Point that goes northbound. Currently, you have to walk all the way down past 68th in order to get to that bus stop. What's not funded is a roundabout at 129th and then sidewalks on the south side of the street. Next slide. So as we were talking through this, we have split the corridor in 5 segments to kind of try to walk you through, and I'm going to fly through these, but just like Regina, we'll be up here and ready to answer questions afterwards as we're going through. So the segments change characteristic and they change how they look. So some of them have center turn lanes, some of them have wider shoulders and things like that, and that's part of the reason we split it up the way we did. Next slide. So if you take a quick peek at this, one of the things you'll see is that of these 2 alternatives, one of them changes the number of lanes that are in here. One of the things that we found when we started doing analysis is that in order to slow vehicles down, we needed to do more than just narrow the lanes from the current red lanes. We really need to do something more drastic in order to start slowing cars down. This is the first segment. So this is the segment north of 129th as you're going to I-5. On this one, it's existing. It's 4 lanes. These are really wide lanes. So in general, you can go faster than you might want to with those. Our first alternative would simply narrow all the lanes and squeeze it down in order to get room for the shared use path and eventually for the sidewalk. This does lower some travel speeds, but we still have speeding cars. The second alternative, the northbound lane, we would go from 2 lanes to 1 lane in order to encourage cars to slow down. And I want to highlight one of the things I said earlier. When we were looking at this, this was a little surprising to us that we had an option to reallocate some of the roadway. But fundamentally, in order to start addressing that speed and that need, changing the context a little bit more drastically is something that we started to look at and consider that as we looked at the data really would function. Next slide, please. So I'm going to go through this one, but all the other segments are really similar. Once you get past 129th, which is really the only place on the corridor that has congestion, is at that intersection, we have a new option on the table. And that is looking at that third alternative would not just decrease the northbound lanes from 2 to 1, it would also look at decreasing the southbound from 2 to 1. And we've done
my traffic engineer has done a lot of analysis to look at, does this function? And it still functions about like it does today. And part of it is south of 129, until there's a crash or there's an incident, say on I-5 and a lot of people, it really is free flow traffic except for at 129, which is why these become an option and why the roadway still functions like we're required to. Yes, sir.
I just had a question. Are you talking about making coming up that hill on MLK? Is it one lane?
One lane in each direction for one option.
That's what I said.
And then the other option.
Sometimes it takes a half hour.
Yeah, that impacts all of us.
And then one of the option is only taking one direction. So just the alternate 2 would only take the northbound or westbound down to one lane. It would stay 2 lanes in the other direction.
How about just putting stoplights in? Make them stop every couple of blocks. Maybe they would stop using our roads that get us to our homes. This is a residential area.
It is. So as part of the project, we are adding a stoplight at 133rd that would serve both pedestrians and cars. And we're adding a pedestrian-only stop. Even with that, they're still going to go fast.
The police department, if they could earn they could earn their whole month's pay in one day of tickets, I assure you. And we've got kids that do not look when they, the green light, I can go. They just walk. They don't realize that you gotta have a 5-second walk off before you go through a green light now.
I think that traffic is controlled at state patrol.
I can't answer that, but I can find out. I think the sheriff also is at play here, but I don't know.
I hate that the speed bumps are slowing down.
Yes, sir.
I'm
sorry.
I just have a quick thing. What we're looking at here is from south of 129, right?
So where we're looking at here, so this is between 129th and 64th, but all of the next one, if you go to the next slide, these alternates repeat. What's different is the existing. It's like as you get further down, you might have a turn lane. So there's a little bit different, but in general, the alternates 1 is the same existing 2 northbound, 2 southbound. Alternate 1. Alternate 2 is where we decrease the one direction to 1 lane, and alternate 3 we decrease both directions down to 1 lane.
Yeah, but that penalizes us. That penalizes us when you take roadway away from us. And we've got maybe 1 or 2 ways to get into our house. I could not believe it. I came home 5th of July, 1:30, and one of my entryways to my house was blocked off, not by the police, not by the fire, blocked off by private citizens with cones, shooting off what is now termed explosive. M80s have been, it has been decided by the state that M80s are explosive devices.
That might have been me, so.
Are you the one that was shooting off? I had a friend in Canada that was shooting off at 132.
So they,
That's gonna be a
so they had these studies, on these negative one lane each way, how many more accidents gonna be because of people trying to go around slow people?
So one of the things that we're looking at now is how would emergency response look like. How would you get around, say, a breakdown or a crash? By lowering the speeds, we're going to lower the number of fatal and severe crashes.
No, that's not good.
And that's kind of the goal, is to lower their speed so that we have less fatal and severe crashes. But fundamentally, one of the primary goals is we're going to be looking at, and we have already looked at, whether these roadways will still meet our standards, whether there'll be increased delay. And you're going to have about the same, because besides 129, there's some backups, I know, going up the hill, and we've got some more analysis. But the early analysis is showing that
129th is a little bit of a hamburger. It's a really rough signal. The way its geometry makes it a little bit challenging. But one of the things we're going to be coming back to online open house to seek your guys' feedback. These are the improvements we had come up with based on analysis to address that need to decrease speed. And we're hoping to kind of hear more from you about that and be able to share some of the information of what we've heard in order to inform how we might refine these alternatives before we analyze them.
It doesn't make sense. They're not doing this right now.
And the goal is.
Your Avenue, when they went to one lane each way, you had all kinds of accidents until they started putting beauty salons and little, or beauty things.
Medians, yeah, and that's part of, yeah, we're looking at doing that, like medians. One of the really challenging pieces is maintenance. And so one of the things we're looking at is, can it be green space? Can we add trees? We've heard about that. We are, like many agencies, constrained on maintenance. So I can't tell you for sure what will end up in design, but the goal is to make it, to add those. So the medians and the buffers, in order to make it a more pleasant environment for those who bike, walk, and access transit. And fundamentally, that also does help slow down cars. And that's the goal that we're trying to get to. It is not to create congestion. It's to, frankly, get them to go the speed limit.
A lot of that is historical, too. I know when I first moved up on the hill there, because I lived right in that area, I mean, the speed limit was 50, but that's the population that's just gotten so much more. But people are used to flying 50 miles an hour.
You're lucky if they're only going 50 up the hill.
And I think that's part of it. The goal is not to create a parking lot. In fact, we would have failed if we create a parking lot. The goal is really to get the cars to understand. I think everybody has driven a roadway where all of a sudden you look down and you're like, I'm speeding, and it doesn't feel like you are. And part of that is that road there's no people, the lane, you can go fast without even needing to go fast. And the goal with this project is to change the context so they go the speed limit.
It seems like you need a breakdown. When you have the one lane, or just one lane in one direction, you need some sort of buffer. If somebody's having car trouble that they can pull over.
We've heard that. So one of the edits,
Why is that funny?
do you want to go one slide ahead?
One more slide.
So part of one of the things we are looking at is where in places that we might need to add like a creased shoulder in order to have, for lack of a breakdown space is probably the best way to say it. So we're looking at those kind of things, and we'll be hoping to hear from you what are some of those needs, because we want to make sure we meet the needs of you guys, that we don't create it where it creates this parking lot. But also, I'm sure there's things we miss. Like, this is not the final, this is very conceptual to show you what we've come up with to address the needs. And we'll be sharing an online open house and asking for your feedback on whether you think we hit the mark and what else we could do in order to start meeting that need that you guys identified. Yes, ma'am.
Showing a separate bike lane and a separate sidewalk.
So that is a travel lane. It is the westbound lane.
Is 4-3 currently the one designed with the most shoulder space right now?
That is, part of that open space will become, in a next phase, a sidewalk with a buffer, a green space buffer for that side. So some of that space is needed, but we do have a little bit extra. One of the things we are trying to do is stay within our right of way. We've got some pretty steep drops, and also on the northbound side, we have some places where we have hills. Any place where we have to build retaining walls, it starts creating an environment that might not be as great to walk and bike. And so we're trying to weigh the trade-offs that we need to weigh and limit our impact to the environment and the green space, and create new green space to come up with a solution that really meets your guys' needs and hits our standards.
Yeah, the thing is too, that look at that, I mean, it's kind of important. sure you guys are professionals, so this is just my opinion. But that southbound 900 there, I mean, people go that way to skirt I-5 backups. So I mean, like, today when I came through there, the cars coming north now were backed up from 129 all the way back down almost to the Boeing access road. So I can't see it being any smaller, because I mean, people use that road to get to Renton, North Kent, you know, because they hop on there to avoid I-5.
Yeah. All right, we're here to answer questions and hear your feedback. Go for it, yes, sir.
Is there any possibility some contingency work can be done before the project is started? If you look at southbound 900 currently at 129, a whole lot of freight trucks use it to get down to the yard. That turn cannot be safely made with a semi-truck. The sidewalk was built there with a retaining wall about 15 years ago at quite a large cost. It's been completely torn apart. It's in pieces. If God help you, if you're walking on that sidewalk when a truck decides to come barreling around the corner and because they're coming southbound, can we make that turn no trucks? Because it's not safe. That turn cannot be made safely, period.
I don't know on that one. I can ask the traffic engineers. We are looking at that intersection. There's things we can do. The reality is that is an access point for the trucks. Is there a
They
way?
can still approach it from the northbound side.
Yeah.
And that's a possible turn for them. The southbound way is safe, and a lot of times you have to go all the way around the bend in order to get to the road coming up southbound. It cannot be done safely. People are at risk. There are wrecks there. There are people that have died there. The only way to solve that until this project can be done is to make that turn no trucks.
And what actually happened here is that down in Tuckahoe, there's a bridge that came straight off of 405, and it got damaged. This was back in 2020.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to fix it because all those trucks used to come through there. And then when that bridge got damaged, they all came to the top of the hill.
They are, so I don't know, I know enough to be, Tukwila is looking at replacing that bridge. I think it's 42nd, but don't quote me. They're gonna be replacing that, and my last understanding of the project is, once that is replaced, and hopefully we'll see an easing of that.
Too long to wait. People will be injured. People will die. Something has to be done about that turn.
Let me make it all the way through, we'll share it.
Do we want to go to the next slide?
Yeah, let's go to real quickly, all the way through one more. The other thing I wanted to flag is we do, one of the things that we're really interested in is trying to slow down these cars. And frankly, trying to make it a less ideal cut through to your neighborhood. If they're going the speed limit, then hopefully it's not as convenient alternative to race through your neighborhood instead of I-5. One of the things that we have come up with to potentially consider to slow down traffic is a new roundabout that we hadn't talked about previously, and that is at 135th, which is coming into the project area with the goal to slow down cars as they're coming in into unincorporated King County as another measure. I think in light another traffic signal to slow them down as they're coming in. So we're really trying to pull and consider every tool in our toolbox to get compliance on the engineering side for cars to go the speed limit. Next slide real quick. This is just some examples of what we could consider with a roundabout. We wanted to give an extreme example. The 129th is hard for a roundabout. And so our engineers are up to their eyeballs in pencils and erasers, penciling out how at that second phase improvement, what it might look like, if a roundabout's feasible, or what other major improvements we can do to 129th to make it safer.
Is that one in the middle called a peanut roundabout? Is that what that is?
It is. I've heard it called a dog bone. I like the peanut version. I think it's cute. Next slide, please. So other things, we have been talking to other community members and trying to hear feedback early on for some of the ideas we've had and get their feedback. We've also heard a lot of questions related to like how we reduce speeding and whether shelters, and so we have some of that information here, and I'll share the PowerPoint after with Devin. Next slide, please. We also heard a lot about concerns, some of which you shared today. We've heard about visibility at 135th. That comes up kind of a steep hill, and how would we handle that? And so that's something we have our engineers looking at now. We also heard a lot about freights at 129th, which we heard again, and I have a feeling we'll continue to hear about those trucks. And also just pedestrian and concerns about the traffic impacts, which we are working to, for lack of a better way, crunch the numbers to kind of work through the number of cars that are using it now, the capacity of the roadway, to kind of explain why we think this will work to lower speeds. All right, and we do have an online open house that is now August. We are going to be translating it. We have some fact sheets. We have 7 different languages that they're in. And I'll be sharing information with the West Hill Community Association. And I welcome you to reach out and provide feedback. And with that online open house, I really encourage you to share your concerns, share what you're looking for and what your priorities are, so that when we're able to kind of refine these alternatives, we make sure that we've really incorporated your concerns into, as we start getting into further design. We're still in very early design right now. Thank you, Devin.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. So that is a lot of reports. Thank you guys all for taking the time. I appreciate you stopping by the VFW. I wanted to also mention that, I'm not sure if you guys heard it again, but the VFW is open to the public, and if you guys want to host an event or anything like that, please feel free to reach out to them because they have the space. Did not know that we could do that. So I just found that out today, so it's great.
Follow us.
I feel the need to bring this up super quick. This is my second West Hill meeting ever, and 2 for 2 now, King County Sheriff's Office has completely ghosted us, and they're the only agency on here.
King County Sheriff's Office, thank you, Devin, is the only agency on this agenda twice in a row now, so spring and summer, to completely just leave this community in radio silence without a report. So my question for you, which I don't expect you to know, but where the hell is Detective Michael Norris?
We'll find out.
We will find out.
Thank you.
We will find out where he's at. I'm not sure. We do have only 2 sheriffs, right?
And no community
And
service
no
officer
community
yet.
service officer as of right now, and so they are on very limited staff. So please give them a little bit of grace. Might be out there doing some stuff really good.
We'll be back with another meeting in October.
There'll be another meeting in October.
Third Tuesday.
3rd Tuesday of the month.
Who's following us online? Where's our Facebook fans at?
Thank you.
Yeah, VFW post. Follow us for info
Follow us
about
for all
newsletter
info.
list.
We have
Sign up for newsletters.
If you haven't signed up, please sign up over there. And if you wanted to volunteer again, please volunteer. Events, we actually need assistance with hosting events, because like I said, we are all volunteer-based organization, and so just having part of the community there and, just being there. Okay. Absolutely. There's actually a sign-up sheet right over there for you. Thank you.
Hey, Dave, my name is
All right, Malik. Awesome.
All right. Have a good night.